All right. Hey, YouTube, I'm Lucky, and the big news story for tonight is Bungie has just recently released a list of the weapons that will be going out of rotation, starting with the Witch Queen. So now that we have this list, you know what weapons you especially want to go for from now until the Witch Queen. Make sure you get some God rolls of these weapons because they will be gone, and some of them are actually going to make some people in the community upset, that's for sure. So starting off here, we have DMG's tweet, and he posts saying that these weapons will be cycled out at the beginning of the Witch Queen: the Igneous Hammer hand cannon, the Soulless Scar sword. The Nightfall, we have the Swarm machine gun, the Shadow Price auto rifle, the Azumi R4 sniper, the Hung Jury scout rifle. In Iron Banner, we have the Multi-Mach SMG, the Time Worn Spire pulse rifle, the Guiding Scout, and the Steady Hand hand cannon. So if you want to get a god roll of these weapons, make sure to do so between now, the time I'm making this video, and before the Witch Queen comes out, because afterwards they're going to be out of rotation, and we don't know when they're going to come back. But to be clear, and to clarify fully, these are not being sunset like they were in the past. In the past, weapons were sunset, meaning that they weren't able to brought up to proper power level. So if you get a good roll of these, it's still good to have them. And right now in today's video, I'm going to go over the god roll of all of these weapons for you, so that way you know which rolls to chase for between now and February 22nd, which is the Witch Queen. So, pulling up D2 Gunsmith and all of these weapons in order here, we've got the Igneous Hammer. Now, this is more of a PvP weapon, and I would recommend a roll comparable to this. I mean, we've got a Handling Masterwork because it has terrible handling. We've got Fluted Barrel to get even more handling. Appended Mag is almost, I would say, non-optional in my opinion. Getting extra magazine bullets on the 120s is so helpful because they have such a small magazine. Other stuff can be interchangeable, like you might want a little more reload speed for the Masterwork, something like that. But because I have Rapid Hit on here as my perk selection, I really like this a lot. This also increases stability along with reload speed. Tends to work really nice because these 120s have such bad reload. Snapshot is really good. Elemental Capacitor. There's a bunch of really good perks that you could have. You could easily have a Killing Wind Elemental Capacitor roll. That's really good. A Quick Draw Snapshot roll is also really good. There's a variety of different rolls. It's very personal preference on what you think the Igneous Hammer God roll is, but I would say that this is easily one of the better rolls right here, and one definitely worth chasing for between now until the Witch Queen. Moving on to the next weapon, we have the Soulless Scar. We got Chain Reaction, Relentless Strikes, we have Sword Master's Guard, Enduring Blade, and an Impact Masterwork. This is literally the only Masterwork you can get with it. That would be a roll definitely worth chasing and having. This is not in the meta by any means, but with Chain Reaction, it's sort of a slightly more unique perk to these projection swords. Next up, we have the Swarm Machine Gun. Again, not a meta weapon, but it does have a pretty cool roll in that it has One for All and Unrelenting, so it's decent. You might want to grab this. Got Tactical Mag, Fluted Barrel, and a Reload Speed Masterwork. Could definitely be worth your time. Moving on to the next one, we have Shadow Price. Now, this is not a meta weapon. I would not really recommend putting in too much time grinding for this. I don't even think I kept one in my vault, but there is a decent roll of it with like One for All and Overflow. It's not bad. Appended Mag, Fluted Barrel, Arranged Masterwork. Moving on to the next weapon, this is a weapon worth having in your vault for PvE and PvP, which is the Vorpal Triple Tap Appended Mag, Fluted Barrel, and a Reload Speed Masterwork Azumi R4 for PvE. And then for PvP, we're going to go with Vorpal, Snapshot, Accurized Rounds, Fluted Barrel, and a Handling Masterwork. So we have two rolls of that. I would definitely, out of all the weapons I've mentioned so far, I would say both rolls of the Azumi would be really worth your time. The Nightfall and the Igneous Hammer will also be worth your time. Such a good PvP weapon. Although, to be fair, the 140s are the meta right now. The Hung Jury is outclassed by the Night Watch Scout Rifle, and you can literally get a near God roll from Shawhan. He hands it to you by doing like step 11 from his New Light quest. But if you want to have the God roll of this as well, you got Explosive Payload, Rapid Hit, Appended Mag, Fluted Barrel, and Handling Masterwork on this. Definitely, I'd say decently worth your time. But again, the Night Watch outclasses it some. The Multi-Mach, very much worth your time though. A PvP roll, especially a PvE roll, maybe not so much, but not too bad. PvP roll, we got Iron Reach, Dynamic Sway, Accurized Rounds, Modulate Red, and Arranged Masterwork. This thing melts. If you haven't already been using this in PvP, definitely it could be worth your time. Iron Banner, the next Iron Banner will be the last week before the Witch Queen, and getting a roll like this will be nice. PvE roll will be One for All, Threat Detector, Accurized, Modulate Red, and Arranged Masterwork, so you can choose which roll you get and which roll you choose to hang on to and bring into the Witch Queen. Moving on to the next god roll, we're chased after the Time Worn Spire. Now, to be fair, It's a 540 RPM pulse. Really doesn't have the best overall perks, but I would say the god roll of it is the Under Pressure Rampage roll with Ricochet, Red Dot Micro, and a Range Masterwork. That is the best roll of this weapon, but truth be told, these perks just really aren't that great, and they don't synergize especially well for 540 RPM, so definitely a weapon you could not really worry about chasing for as much. The Guiding Sight is a terrible scout rifle. Truly, don't waste your time with this thing. I could live to regret those words, but as it is right now in the current sandbox meta, this thing is legendary shards if you get one to drop. There is a rapid hit one for all roll. I don't even want to go into the other perks you could add to this. It's just so bad. Trust me. Probably not worth your time at all. And the last one we'll talk about is another Iron Banner weapon, the Steady Hand. Most people would go with like a quick draw snapshot roll, but there is a really cool roll that you can use with Slide Shot and Iron Grip. Now this greatly reduces your reload speed, but increases your stability. But it doesn't matter because Slide Shot. So the Iron Grip Slide Shot roll is a really fun roll to use. Appended mag, fast draw, and handling masterwork is definitely a really cool 120 hand cannon, and definitely worth your time in my opinion. I think this is actually a really dope weapon. So there it is. Those are the weapons that are being sunset. Let me know your thoughts. Which weapons will you be missing out on the most? The Igneous Hammer, the Azumi. Which ones are you going to be missing out on the most when Bungie takes them out of the loot pool rotation? That's a wrap on this video, though. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on if you want to stay up to date on all the news in Destiny 2. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.